have a personal pet like a cat, dog, bird, fish? A lot of you. Have you ever had a time in your life when this pet has passed away?
Yes.
Do you feel hurt, sad, upset?
Very sad.
Okay. This is a very traumatic yet common event in a person's life. Now I'd like to call your attention to an epidemic involving millions of animals' deaths per day. Animal testing is a controversial topic which involves animals being tested on products before they are performed or used on humans. Just imagine your own personal pet suffering the harsh and cruel reality that millions of these tested animals face their entire life. The tests that are put upon these defenseless creatures usually leave them brutally mutilated or even dead. They are at risk. Are these the risks necessary so humans can reap the benefits? I would like to show you a video from PETA, which is People for Ethical Treatment of Animals.
This is going to be brutal. Yeah.
There's sound.
It should be up there. Go ahead and pause it real quick.
Raise pause.
How do you pause?
I think it's just the brutal.
Don't press pause.
I can't do it.
Wait, it might.
What?
Hey, I'm gonna be right. Right on you. You're gonna be right.
Right. Come here.
I'm gonna take you on a trip. You're good. It won't be pretty.
Look.
Oh.
What do we see?
Testing.
Animal testing.
They get hurt. Bad.
Kind of burning, eating,
Fear producing.
cage circling,
Screaming.
screaming hurt that we shudder to even imagine.
All in the name of research.
Testing. 1,
2.
3. Does a rabbit wear mascara in the wild? Do you hop around laying pellets in your pet? Hope not.
Animals react to drugs differently than we do.
Because mice are not little men. Because mice are not little men.
Because they can't tell you how much it hurts.
Bottom line, their systems are different than ours. Remember, it hurts.
They bleed just like we do.
They suffer just as we do. They feel lonely inside, just like we do.
They want to live
Just like we do.
because when it comes to pain, hunger, and thirst,
And not wanting to die,
we're all basically the same.
all this while more sophisticated non-animal test methods exist.
Because testing on animals gives faulty results.
Because it was wrong when we did it to orphans, blacks, GIs, and gypsies. And it's wrong when we do it to animals. Because we can't explain what we're doing to them. And if we could, what would we say?
It is unscientific.
Unscientific.
You can't accurately apply the results to humans. Because life in a steel cage is no life at all. Because after all this,
You know, it's just
plain
wrong.
That video plays on the national website for PETA, which is against animal testing. Said throughout the video, you can now understand why this is such an extreme problem that needs to be addressed at once. Here's some pictures of animal testing. As presented on the Issues and Controversies website on animal testing, Every year, an estimated 30 million animals are used in biomedical experiments and research projects. Rats, mice, guinea pigs, dogs, monkeys, and rabbits are just a few of the types of animals used by private companies and universities to test the safety of drugs and other newly developed products. The Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA, requires that all newly developed drugs, both over-the-counter and prescription, be tested on animals before being approved for human consumption. Supporters of animal testing say that this process is necessary if any gains are to be met for future findings in medical research. They say alternative methods are unsuccessful to that of animal testing. They feel that animal testing can be justified because even by the deaths of millions of innocent animals, out will come the greater good for the human population. However, critics state that animal testing is in fact ineffective because animals and human genetic makeup is obviously different. If a product works and is safe for animals does not necessarily mean it will work the same way with humans. Many products will affect animals different than humans. While animals are similar to the genetic traits of humans, they are not exact. This is an overwhelming point for the critics' side, which is set out to prove that animal testing is unnecessary and inhumane and inaccurate for the benefit of our population. A critic to animal testing, Rebecca Bennett, in her article, The Facts of Animal Testing, states, "Animals and humans are different, and many drugs that have been based on the animal testing had to be taken off the market due to the side effects that were not shown during animal studies, proved to be fatal to humans. More than half of the animal tests conducted by the cosmetic companies, and most of these studies are flawed, resulting in incorrect scientific investigations that waste money, resources, and time. More than 25 billion animals are unnecessarily killed in the labs each year." Proponents for animal research commonly use the recent success for using animal research and the display of cloning. In 1996, Scottish researchers cloned a sheep named Dolly, which was the first cloned mammal in human history. Just like this success, many vaccines and medical breakthroughs have been the result of animal testing. However, with some successes follow many tremendous amount of failures. Procedures that researchers place upon the animals are cruel and bizarre and vicious, like when they force feed, dissect alive, or put in hazardous living environments. Animals who are put in these stressful environments will cause changes in their nervous system, which skew results, which shows how unreliable animal testing can be. One cruel animal testing procedure example occurred at the University of California. Scientists placed metal coils in a monkey's eye socket while they were restrained for more than 8 hours. This is a heart-wrenching reality to hear, let alone work in. It has also been noticed that researchers doing the work on animals that inevitably die exhibit themselves mental grief and distress for their actions. Wouldn't you feel the same if you were personally responsible for the death of an innocent and defenseless animal? Supporters of animal testing also affirm that if the world wants diseases like AIDS and cancer to be cured, animal research will have to continue. But why does it have to continue if animal testing is inaccurate and there are other methods that researchers can be using? Computers, tissue sampling, and models of the human body can test new medical procedures. Maybe these more humane and ethical procedures would come about if animal testing wasn't a multi-billion-dollar industry in the U.S. company who supplies animals. Why is killing a multi-billion-dollar industry in our culture? Some advances to prohibit animal abuse and testing have come about. President Lyndon Johnson signed into law the Animal Welfare Act, which established the USDA in charge of the transport, handling, and housing of certain species of animals used for scientific purposes. Even with this act, we should take more action and learn from the European nation example, which in 2009 made a ban on cosmetic-related animal testing altogether. In conclusion, to get rid of the inhumane and vicious act of animal testing is going to be a universal effort. We must all realize that there is more effective and reliable procedures available to medical research that doesn't involve killing living creatures. We must all address this problem if you want it to stop. Think about your own cuddly and kind pet as you think about what you can do to stop the abuse of their species. We are all living creatures, and we must not let the killing of innocent animals be brushed under the rug in the name of medical research or for the greater good. The greater good that we should be worried about is to stop this disrupting act and fight for those who don't have a voice. The millions of animal deaths need to stop. We all know there's a better way to make medical advances. We just need to choose to do so.